All right, Rod, thank you for that update. We've got a really interesting segment coming up next, which is why I was just busy talking. Are you trying to lose weight? Well, if so, you likely know how difficult it is. So what's going wrong with your weight loss battle? Well, there could be a lot of options. And bariatric surgeon and author, Dr. Michael Snyder, joins us live in studio this morning to tell us about your new book, Doctor. It's called Full Life Without Dieting. Almost sounds too good to be true. Thank you so much for joining us this early in the morning. I know you've got a busy day ahead. You said you have several surgeries later today.
7.
So this is something you clearly have a ton of experience with, helping people with weight loss. And how is it possible? You say a life without dieting. How, for people sitting at home saying, there's no way, I can't lose weight if I don't diet.
What happens, if you think about it, my patients are categorically considered people that have failed everything. You know, by the time people are morbidly obese and they've done every weight loss regimen and haven't had success, the thing is, what can I learn from them and what can I give to you that they've learned so you're not doomed to the same process? And that's really what my whole thing is about. It's taking advantage of how you're wired, how I rewire people without doing the surgery to lose weight and control your weight.
Well, and that's so important for so many people who don't want to go under the knife, who don't want an invasive procedure or any kind of procedure, just want to do it a natural way. This seems like it would be a perfect book for them.
And most people don't qualify. If you're morbidly obese, surgery is a reasonable option.
Right.
For everyone else, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds to lose, how can you control your weight without surgery? And more important, without dieting. There's no one out there that controls their weight that hasn't dieted a ton. People say to me, oh, Atkins is great, I've done it 14 times. Well, you failed it 13 times, and maybe the 14th worse. So the idea is, and there's nothing bad about Atkins, there's some great things to learn in that. But the reality is that it's about how can I give you a mindfulness and a control without having to do the pain of the dieting. There's a reason everyone says, I want to diet on Monday. Start on Monday. Why? Because you're putting it off as long as possible.
Exactly, because Monday is not today.
Or January 1st. I'm going to do it January 1st. Why? Anything you're putting off, you hate to do. No one says, I'm going to wait till Monday to go to that party. No, party you're going tonight because it's fun.
Right.
You want the changes to be as least intrusive in your life as possible so you can get control without the pain.
So what are some of those changes? I mean, it almost sounds too good to be true. What are some of the things people can look forward to?
The thing is using tools that are easy for you. You know, the simplest ones are the mindfulness ones. The thinking how full you are and how hungry you are before a meal. Okay, you walk to lunch. I'm a 7 on a 10 scale, which means I'm hungry, but I'm not starved. Try and make your meal commensurate with that. Try and make it reasonable. Choose the reasonable meal and move away. It takes about 20 to 30 minutes to feel full. Give yourself that 20 to 30 minutes before you eat again. And I bet your hunger will go from, let's say, a 7 down to a 2 or 3. Sure, you could eat more, but should you? Do you want to?
Right.
I don't think so. Make sure you court fullness by taking advantage of the stretch of your stomach that makes us feel full. Proteins and fibers are things that your body really needs. Everything else for flavor and fun, but focus on the things that are going to make you feel full.
What makes you, give me some examples of products that make you feel full.
Proteins make you feel full more than the dense calorie-rich processed things.
Okay.
That's not to say I'm against those things. Those things are part of the fun of life.
Right.
I will never tell you not to eat something. That's different than any other diet you'll read in the world. I really am not a big fan of saying I don't want you eating brownies anymore. My life without brownies would be very boring. All right. So for me, I want it to be part of your life, but I want it to be special. If you're going to cheat, make it special. Make it planned out. No more impulsivity. Eating more frequently is important, but everyone knows that.
Smaller meals multiple times a day.
And the most important thing is, I made my career in ruining people's meals. Okay, your mom used to say, don't eat that apple before dinner, you're going to ruin your meal. I want to ruin your meal.
Right.
Focus on bulking things, dense things. I've created whole lines of products with
spoil
full
your
bar,
appetite.
and I'm trying to ruin people's appetite, and that's really what I want to do. And for me, the most important thing is having some perspective. Okay, for you, I mean, you're a lovely person, and the idea is that if you said to me, I want to gain or lose weight, I'd say, why don't you just maybe be happy where you are?
Right.
And that's an idea that we want people to really get some perspective. What does weight loss mean to them?
So it's not just
a need
about,
for a constant pursuit. That's an unhealthy way of living your life. When you walk into Starbucks, if you're like everyone else in America, you look at above the barista at the board and think,
read the calories.
What's not going to make me fat? You never think, what do I want?
Right.
And
so you're absolutely right.
That's a
Sadly,
miserable way to live your life.
And I think we've all trained ourselves through this obesity epidemic to be constantly calorie counting and thinking what's the best for me, what shouldn't I be. So this is a really interesting concept here, and hopefully this will work for a lot of people. Thank you so much for joining us, Doctor.
It's a pleasure.
It's great to have you here this morning. Again, the book, here it is on your screen. It's called Full Life Without Dieting. Sounds like a great idea. I will be reading up tonight. Thank you so much, Doctor. All right, stay with us. It's been a year of major recalls, and it's had some CEOs sitting in the congressional hot seat. Also, parents searching their kids' toy box for danger. Let's go ahead to Mike.